We're only moments away from finally having Fantastic Beasts 3 in the cinemas. It's been a long wait, and all we can do is hope that it's been worth it. But there are some things we need to talk about first, like some discrepancies in the storyline. Fantastic Beasts 3's most powerful trick is distracting you from those plot holes. Let's not waste any more time and dig in. But we're starting with the first responses to Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, which are in. Sadly, most of us muggles will have to wait just a little longer before we can watch the very long-awaited third installment of the Fantastic Beasts franchise. But on March 29th, 2022, the movie had its official world premiere in London. We are still waiting on the full reviews and critiques, but there have been a few people who already voiced their general feelings about Fantastic Beasts 3, which can give us an idea of whether they have righted the mistakes that were made in the rather disappointing sequel, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Ian Sandwell, an editor of Digital Spy, called it an improvement, with Mads Mikkelsen definitely being a huge upgrade. But for him, Jessica Williams' Lally was the real MVP, but overall, according to Sandwell, the movie seemed a bit too saturated, making the viewers doubt whether they were watching Harry Potter or Fantastic Beasts. Xandra Harbit of Looper applauded the movie and added that it rectified a lot of the qualms fans may have had with the sequel by offering answers, groundbreaking moments, and epic battles in this love letter to misfits. And YouTube reviewer Dave Lee said the movie had great character work, fun adventure, and amazing duels. It's a little early to draw any concrete conclusions, but so far the response to Fantastic Beasts 3 seems much more positive than its predecessors, which comes as a relief to us fans who were a little worried about the future of the franchise. Next, Dumbledore and Grindelwald finally get their gay moment. Back in 2007, J.K. Rowling suddenly revealed that she had always thought of Dumbledore as gay, which came as a huge surprise to pretty much anyone and everyone. Nothing in the books ever alluded to the Hogwarts headmaster being gay, well, besides J.K.'s vague reference to a once close relationship with the evil wizard Gellert Grindelwald. But now Fantastic Beasts 3 is here. It is definitely one of the more exciting things about the storyline that we're excited to explore. Everyone needs love, and our favorite headmaster is no exception. It's going to be interesting to see how he'll deal with the heartbreak. Will it explain something we know about the older Dumbledore? We've already been given a little glimpse of their relationship in the TV spot for Fantastic Beasts 3. In the spot, we see the two sitting in a fancy restaurant where Dumbledore is telling Grindelwald that what he's doing is madness. But Grindelwald doesn't want to hear it and says that he'll burn down the Muggle world with or without Dumbledore. But according to Grindelwald, it was Dumbledore's idea that they could reshape the world in the first place. And that's when Dumbledore admits that he was in love with Grindelwald. Was or is? The spot definitely makes us curious, and we hope we'll finally dig deeper into the only known relationship of Albus Dumbledore. And now, let's talk about how Credence is apparently a Dumbledore? But how? Did you see it coming? Because we sure didn't. Credence, desperate for love and family, is a Dumbledore? But how does that make any sense at all? Let's break it down. So, Credence Barebone was allegedly born as Aurelius Dumbledore, the younger brother of Albus Dumbledore that, despite having a very detailed canon history, we never heard mentioned before the end of The Crimes of Grindelwald. If this is true, Credence's parents are Albus's parents, Percival and Kendra Dumbledore. Together, they had two other children, Aberforth and Ariana. Around 1890, Percival found his end in Azkaban, and Kendra died in 1899 after an accident involving a teenage Ariana. And then we have Credence Barebone, allegedly Aurelius Dumbledore, who is believed to have been born somewhere between 1901 and 1908, which would make him between the ages of 18 and 26. In case you didn't notice, no, that doesn't add up at all. Kendra died years before, and if Credence is Dumbledore's full brother, the youngest he could possibly be is 36, or 28 if he's Dumbledore's maternal half-brother. So what's up? We sure wouldn't put it past Grindelwald to be lying for reasons yet unknown. After all, he is known to all to be a liar and a manipulator, and for all we know, he is trying to motivate Credence to murder Dumbledore for him, which might very well exactly be what is happening here. Now, Don't go anywhere, we're only halfway through the video. There are a few more apparent plot holes we're dying to discuss, and then we'll let you know what trick Fantastic Beasts 3 is using to distract you from the messiness. Onwards! First up, is McGonagall a plot hole as well? Someone else who has us scratching our heads is none other than McGonagall. Though she is never called by her first name, the 20-something McGonagall we see in The Crimes of Grindelwald may be a major plot hole, and here's why. Twice we're confronted with a McGonagall. The first time is to a Newt Scamander and Leta Lestrange flashback of their days at Hogwarts. A young McGonagall appears to already be a professor at the School of Witchcraft and Wizarding. The second time is more of a cameo in a scene set in 1927, the year in which the majority of The Crimes of Grindelwald takes place. But any fan knows that, according to Harry Potter canon, McGonagall wasn't alive back then. She was born in 1935, and in the Order of the Phoenix, McGonagall tells Umbridge that, come December, she'll have been teaching at Hogwarts for 39 years. As Harry's 5th year at Hogwarts begins in 1995, this means McGonagall didn't start teaching at Hogwarts until 1956, which, if you must know, was indeed confirmed by Rowling herself, down to McGonagall's age, 21, meaning that she was born in 1935. Obviously, this makes her appearance in the movie a little problematic, but we also see a young McGonagall in the trailer of Fantastic Beasts 3, coming to warn Dumbledore about Grindelwald. Some think it must be McGonagall's mother, but her mother's name was Isabel Ross, and her father, Robert McGonagall, was a muggle. Did they really mess up this bad? And now, Jacob Kowalski, plot hole or squib? With the release of the trailer for Fantastic Beasts 3, we see that Jacob gets a wand from Newt, which Dumbledore wanted him to have. But here's the thing, according to canon lore, it's not the wands that are necessarily magical, they are more like conduits for magical energy. So, in the hands of a muggle, they shouldn't really do anything at all. Yet, in the trailer for Fantastic Beasts 3, it's very clear that Kowalski is more than capable of producing magic. Now, there are also more than enough instances that seem to prove that Kowalski is indeed a muggle, like when he was bitten by the Murtlap, and when he appears to not see Hogwarts at the end of Crimes of Grindelwald, which doesn't make sense either, as he is seen in Hogwarts in the new trailer for Fantastic Beasts 3, and according to canon, he should be able to see ruins, if not Hogwarts itself. Another big giveaway that Kowalski is perhaps a squib and not a muggle is the scene in Crimes of Grindelwald where he is at Nicholas Flamel's house and has no trouble whatsoever looking into a crystal ball. But that shouldn't be possible, as not even all wizards and witches are able to do that. Only seers have the ability to look into crystal balls. So where does that leave us? Well, either the creators of Fantastic Beasts are really confused about what is canon, or Jacob Kowalski is a squib. So what is Fantastic Beasts 3's most powerful trick in distracting you from the plot holes? One of the complaints against The Crimes of Grindelwald was that it was rather slow and uneventful. But looking at the bigger picture, it was the second installment of what is promised to be a 5-movie adventure. And as in every story, there has to be some build up to the much more dramatic and intense climax. This is where we are now, with The Secrets of Dumbledore. Callum Turner has said that Fantastic Beasts 3 is going to be a real magical cinematic experience, and with Dumbledore and Grindelwald coming face to face again for the first time since 1899, this seems the perfect time for the franchise to go all out with the visual effects. In the trailer, we already got a little look at what's to be expected, like a Dumbledore vs. Grindelwald and a Dumbledore vs. Credence. But while visual effects can, in a way, make the experience of a movie one to remember, they also distract from the film's plot. And when it comes to Fantastic Beasts 3, it almost seems like they're doing just that, distracting you from the plot. The Crimes of Grindelwald was heavily criticized for its plot holes, with what appears to be a young Minerva McGonagall being the most frustrating one. With all these magical duels happening, it's nothing more than fitting for visual effects to be very present. But if they want to save the franchise and respect the fans, we hope there has been just as much attention to tight storytelling. And that's a wrap. What do you think about these apparent plot holes? Did you find any more? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.